Hi friends, Christine at Sparkbird Studios, and today we're going to make, or I'm going to take you through how to put together this kit, the Seamstress Garret. And it's a pretty simple kit. It looks a little bit more complicated than it is, and I can't show you the whole thing on camera here. Wait. Here we go. All right, so let's open it this way. It consists of a number of pockets and a etched glass effect fold out, and the flip out has the etched glass on this side and then a pocket similarly on this side. Today I'm only going to show one of these fold outs, but you'll see how to do it. I'm going to do this one, and then here there's another tuck spot for journal cards and other ephemera. And then here is some photos and ephemera. So this isn't the whole kit, and I made some modifications to this one when I was building it that you won't see today, like adding this lace or this button, but I'll talk about it and show you how. So essentially, let's start with what you're going to need. The first thing you're going to need is some patience, because you're going to see my head. So please bear with me. I just have not mastered how to keep my fat head out from under the camera when I'm working on fiddly little things. Other things you will want for this project are some fabric tack, Fabrifix, Fabri whatever, your favorite glue stick, perhaps a bone folder, some double-sided tape. This is for that area of the etched glass, which is working with vellum or something like it, and I have found that this is the easiest solution to getting good stickage without wrinkling and warping. You might want to have some little painter's tape on hand. I'll show you why it's going to be a little helpful, or a helper, in putting together that window. A knife and or scissors. A glue remover if you're at all like me and are just disastered with glue, and then your favorite corner rounders. I also have this old ruler that I essentially melted the edge with so that I could decal with it, and I have a video on doing this. Anyway, that's what this is. It's not necessary, just I did use it when I was putting mine together, and I thought I'd show you that method, and then you could decide to do it however you want. And then a couple of strings for attaching tags and cards and whatnot. So that's basically the tools you'll want. And then there's the kit. Now I did cut out most of everything, short of a few things. It looks like a lot of stuff, and it sort of is. It's a great kit. I love it, love it, love it. And I'm not sure why there are two of these, but so let's just go through it. This is all part of the ephemera, and I did not seal all of them. On the final kit, this is reversed, so it would open like a book. But since I'm going to glue this closed, I didn't print it again, because you know that printer's ink. Mine works out to be about $6,200 a gallon. I'm not kidding. So anyway, ephemera cut out and inked. I didn't ink a lot digitally this kit, so you're free to ink as much as you want and just be silly with ink. These and these. I'm not sure why I've got two cut out, but I do. An envelope that we're going to edge. We're going to use that ruler on the edge. Just a piece of journal card. This is a photo that goes into the kit, and then I provided a back so that the photo can appear to be as though maybe it was removed from a scrapbook. Here's vellum to do the etched paper. I printed it on vellum, but you can also print it on regular copy paper, which is what this is, and then I will show you a technique at the end of the video to get it so that that paper becomes transparent. I'm not kidding. This was originally this, so you see nothing there, but now you can see through here. So I'm going to use this one in the build today and show you how to do it. Otherwise, just printing on vellum is a perfectly simple solution, and what I originally did. So these are just the elements from the kit. I left this uncut. I'm going to cut it out with you because we're going to talk about this in a couple ways, and these are just more paper that we're going to need. So we'll come to this last, or when we come to this section of build, I'll show you what to do with this print. So the first thing you need to decide is what combination of fabrics you're going to use. Now, when I designed this, the idea was that there's a seamstress. She's, stolen away in this English garret, and that's where she spends most of her life, barely eating and just always sewing, sewing, sewing. And so these were some of the fabrics that she had in her own linen chest, and she put them together and we made this. So the first thing you need to do is decide the combination of fabrics you're going to use. Now, I did it straightforward with this over this to be the top, as you can see, but you don't have to. I mean, you could choose this and this, or this and this to be your top. Only one cutout to size is provided, and it's using this fabric, but you could just as simply grab a piece of this printout and cut it to that shape. So I'm going to stay with this approach with what I've already done. Originally, when I designed the kit, this was used here, and I decided while making it, no, I wanted to use this. So again, it's your choice. You decide how you want to do it. Put that there. All right, so everything is pretty much inked and happy. So let's get started. I am going to get an ink table saver here. So, in the way I created mine, this is the back section, this section, and these are the front, and this is the flip out, this is the top. So it looks complicated, it's not. The first thing we're going to do is attach the upper flap to the top. We do this with Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac or Fabri whatever. We want it to be a really good solid hold. We want something that dries quickly. So let's get a little glue up here. We don't want too much glue, but enough to keep it stuck to the back of the piece. So as you can see, I've already made a mess with the glue. It is my way. And once you get it in place, kind of straight, you want to fold this down. And then it would not hurt to take the bone folder and give it a good pressing. Okay, so that's pretty good. It moved. So give it a second. You really want to get that one in place. Another thing I'll mention here, and I didn't do it on this, I normally do, is normally I will ink this edge so that that white paper doesn't show. So definitely feel free to do that. So then the next section is this page. We could do that next. So basically we're going to make a tuck spot, and I need to cut that paper. It's using this printout here, and I have a piece left over from cutting out the other, so I'm going to cut that. And I know that I want it about 7 7/8 long and about 2.5 inches wide. So I'm just going to cut this now, 2.5 inches wide and 7 7/8. I think that's right, 7 7/8. All right, let's cut that off. let me measure because that would be foolish of me. Yes, 7 7/8. It didn't look right when I stuck it on the cutter here. Could have just used scissors, I suppose. 7 7/8. Okay, so essentially this is 8 inches, so you want it just a little smaller than that, which this is. Now I'm going to take a punch and give it a little thumb hole. And I'm just going to eyeball it. And of course that now needs to be inked a little and the glue needs to be covered. Because we know how that glue is. So let me just ink this. Because you know it's the right thing to do. This is why I do the cutting and inking off camera, because it is pretty boring to watch. That gives enough. All right, so you can see what I used the back of that paper for. So that should be pretty dry. That's good. Now we're just going to go along the three sides of this. This glue is making a funny noise. It's almost kind of like burping, but in a very sing-song way. Because I'm trying to keep my head out of this view, I'm doing a very poor job of getting to the edge. Okay, so now I'm going to stick this here, just up to the edge. And then let all of that dry. So now we have a nice tuck spot there.